As the opioid epidemic continues to sweep across America, local governments are bearing the majority of the financial burden. One America's Eddie McCoven has the rest of that story.
I wasn't employable. I never had a job until I got clean. And neither did I want a job because I didn't want to go to work. I'd rather just hang out and party with my friends all day.
While opioid abuse may be linked to a 20% drop in workforce participation in men, a 25% drop in workforce participation in women, labor isn't the only resource being affected by the opioid epidemic. From the big cities to rural towns, local governments are spending more and more money on police, the courts, medical response and treatment, and coroners, in an attempt to handle this growing national problem. Indiana County, Pennsylvania is just one of the communities on the front lines of the opioid epidemic. Coroners' costs for the county have almost doubled, from around $89,000 in 2010 to $165,000 in 2016. The area's nonprofit emergency medical service is also being affected, losing around $100,000 in operational costs in 2016 for opioid-related calls alone.
Patients that we treat and don't transport do not allow us to bill for that service. Also, patients that we do transport do not have sufficient insurances lots of times that allow us also to receive compensation.
Like Indiana County, many local governments are not getting state or federal assistance to deal with the epidemic. They're having to dip into emergency funds, as previous budget planning could not have accounted for the surmounting costs.
We're experiencing a healthcare crisis and an emergency likes of which we haven't seen before.
But opioid abuse didn't become an epidemic overnight. As one detective says, drug addiction is a problem that's not always visible.
People expect to see addicts laying along the sidewalks and that's not how it works. They'll buy and they'll either use in a car or they'll go back to their houses and use.
While the taxpayers are paying the monetary costs of the opioid epidemic, the emotional cost is being paid by the families and friends of those suffering from addiction.
A lot of my friends aren't here anymore because they passed away or they're locked up.
Eddie McCoven, One America News.